Well, we don't normally see each other down here in my basement. Okay, are you like me? Around the holidays, I start going crazy, feeling like we're way too cluttered. What can I get rid of? A ton of this stuff is like kids' grow-in clothes and like sentimental bins, which we try not to keep too much of. But look what I got last night, just in like, I don't know, maybe an hour, 2 of these, plus tons of garbage, obviously. And oh my gosh, there's another thing. I filled up a bin for the kid-to-kid donation. Guys, I'm exhausted. Do not underestimate spaces, storage spaces, like the garage, attic, and basement. These can be very difficult spaces to declutter because generally they have a lot of sentimental stuff. But you'll also find the things that you stuck down here because you weren't sure if you were going to use them again or not. I don't think I'm going to set this pillow out again. Oh, it's super dusty. So what I need to do is save the insert. And then this 12 Days of Christmas. I lost all of the little numbers that go on here. Should I still donate it? These are always so tricky for me because I'm like, well, if you're really crafty, this is a gem. You're going to be so excited. Let me know in the comments, should I donate just the board, or do you feel like without the numbers, it's useless? I told myself last year, if I did not bring out these red chargers for Christmas, then I wouldn't keep them. I didn't bring them out last year, and I didn't bring them out this year. That means I can declutter them. We are getting rid of a ton of Tupperware. A ton. I just don't like having so many pieces in the house. My kitchen is pretty small and I find that Tupperware and lids is just a problem. I like to use Ziploc bags rather than Tupperware. It's more compact and I reuse them. I wash them out and no, they're not reusable. They're just the regular plastic Ziploc baggies. This is full of Tupperware. My husband wanted to use it to meal prep, but here's the thing, he never used it. And that's the funny thing about like our ambitions. We think, oh my gosh, I'm totally gonna use this. I'm gonna meal prep with it. Sure, give yourself a chance, but that was like a year ago and he still hasn't used them. So he was okay with that. All right, a couple pillowcases. I came across these little clipboards and I was like, these are so cute. This is one of those moments where I'm like, oh, it's so handy. What if we're sitting at the doctor's office and I want to bring pens and paper for my daughter to color and draw? Or what if my kids need to do homework in the car? Here's the reality. That's a cute idea. And I love that that came across my mind, but honestly, would I ever think to do that in the moment? We're rushing out the door to the doctor. Am I really going to think to put together these little homework kits for my kids? Absolutely not. So it doesn't matter that they're handy. It doesn't matter that I can think of tons of ways to use them. Who cares? The reality is I'm not going to use them, no matter how useful they seem. Look at this dress. This was mine when I was 2 years old, 18 months. Or something like that. This is like an old Carter's dress. It is absolutely not in style. What I did do though is put my daughter in it and take some photos of her when she was this small. So I don't feel like I need to keep the dress. We have the picture of me, we have the picture of her, and I just don't feel like the actual dress is necessary. Let me know what you would do in this situation. I mean, it's definitely like an heirloom at this point, but I just don't see the use in keeping the actual dress. Here's some guilty clutter. I mean, all clutter can be guilty. I just bought these last week from Target. These are so cute. I thought it will look darling on my mantle. These little Christmas pom-poms. It looked too crowded. I tried everywhere in the house. Is there somewhere else that I can be festive and decorate? No, they didn't look good anywhere. And I'll be honest, it's not worth my time to go back to Target. Target's a ways. I always get stuck in traffic and they were only $10. This is one of those moments where I'm like, I am going to value my time over the money. It's not worth $10 for me to go back to Target and take these back. It's just not. Something that I didn't put out. Again, this is such a good time of year to go through and just notice what holiday decor you did not set out. We have some books. All right, we're at the bottom of this pile. Let's see what's in our other bag. Okay, when you are going through a space like your attic, basement, or garage, you will likely bump into a ton of sentimental stuff. The hardest part about these projects, in my opinion, is staying focused, not getting sidetracked by the sentimental bins. You open up that bin and you see tons of pictures, journals, and photos. Close it. If you are looking to declutter anything besides sentimental, if you're looking to get rid of a large volume of stuff or as much as you can in a specific amount of time, save the sentimental stuff specifically for another day. Unless you're going through sentimental, then go through all of it, rummage, reminisce. I think that's fine. But in this case, we had a different purpose. We weren't going through sentimental bins. We had like larger things that we needed to go through and get rid of because it was taking up too much space. So that is one of my tips. Just open the bin, see what it is. If it's sentimental, close it. Okay, sewing box. How handy is this? It's been down in my basement forever. For years. I am not a sewer. I've had a sewing machine at one point. I sold it. I cannot get into sewing. On the one hand, I'm tempted to keep this as a storage for my 5-year-old daughter. Take out all the sewing stuff, obviously, and the needles. Or do I just say, it's a beautiful sewing kit. Someone's going to love this. What would you do with it? I definitely have used a needle and thread in the past, but I don't need this big of a box just to store the needle and thread, which is the only thing I've ever used. Let me know, should I keep this to store little toys because it's cute with the handle, or should I just say, no, it's a beautiful sewing kit. Let somebody use it as a sewing kit. Okay, sheets. Sheets are handy. This is a queen size sheet. We do not have a queen size bed. The only reason I'm tempted to keep this, and I really am, is just in thinking forts for the kids. And they do make forts in the living room with the couches and the chairs. But I'm also thinking stomach flu. Like, what if somebody gets a stomach bug? How nice to have an extra sheet. I am a little tempted to hold on to this one. It's in good shape and just store it with our winter blankets. This is going away. I actually did set him out this year. He did not look cute on my porch like I thought he would. I thought he was going to be darling, and then I used him and I was like, he's just kind of lonely and sad and awkward. There was really there's like no hook. I can't put him up on the door. It's just, he's awkward. How much did I pay for him? $12 at Ross. Some cute little stamps. My daughter, she's used them before, but she's never asked for them. She's never gone looking for them. I just don't think she's that into it. So they're cute, but I think she's outgrown them, which is sad. That's kind of the sad part about some of this stuff, is like admitting, oh my gosh, the kids are growing up. Okay, look at these adorable boots. I mean, just the cutest boots on the planet. They're in brand new condition. They honestly don't even look worn. But when I was in Ireland walking around in the rain, which they did work great, they just felt a little bit loose and uncomfortable. And I am not one to stay in an uncomfortable shoe, no matter how cute the shoe is. I have a pair of Chelsea boots that I like better. This is such a useful way to get through a hurdle where you're like, they're so cute. They're in brand new condition. I remember I paid, $50. They were great at keeping the rain out, and you can come up with all these excuses why you should keep them. Have I had the opportunity to wear them and skip them over for something else? 100%. I could have pulled these out, but I went with the Chelsea boots instead. That is my clue. That is the only thing I need to consider right now, is the fact that I've passed them up, even though I've had the opportunity to wear them. So I don't care that I've lost the money. It's not going to keep me stuck in clutter. It's not going to keep me holding on to them just because maybe I'll want to wear them. Okay, some more boots. I always get this idea that I'm going to reread favorite books. I'm not in that phase of life. I have to just, I actually really kind of had a moment with myself last night and just really accepted that. I thought, the idea of reading, I absolutely love. This is my not so storybook life. Like one of the best books I've ever read in my life. I have held on to this for maybe a decade. I've never picked it back up to read it. I'm not in the phase of life where I'm picking up books like that. And you know what? That is okay. I think just kind of accepting that you're not in this phase of life is kind of comforting. You feel like it's gonna be sad, and maybe there is a moment of like, oh, I wish I had time to read. It's okay if you don't. There will always be more books, and maybe you'll even get a Kindle and enjoy that more. A cute basket, I swear, I thought I already decluttered this. So when I saw it pop up again, I was really shocked. But here's the thing. I actually have 2 little baskets for the purpose of my daughter's play toys. I don't need to keep both. How I decided, I actually think I like this one a little better. This one's also cute, but how I decided is what basket fit in the play kitchen. This one. So that is how I decided. Sometimes you just, not even sometimes, you just have to be really practical. When you're decluttering, be as practical as possible. Try not to ask yourself questions like, do I like this? Did I spend a lot of money on it? Can I see myself potentially being sorry that I decluttered this and need to rebuy it? These are very, very emotional thoughts, and oh my goodness, they will hang you up and stall your progress. So try to just be as absolutely practical as possible. Oh my gosh, more? No way. There's more. See, this is what I don't want in my kitchen. There's more lids. There's more Tupperware. You've got to be kidding me. Let's end on this one. A very, very funny Halloween costume that my husband wore. This is one of those, I think it's called Lederhosen. It's one of those like Swiss Alps yodeling. It's so funny. He wore these in a band performance for Halloween one year. It was funny, and my husband was really proud of him. He's normally one very sentimental. If it has any sentimental value or a fun memory attached in the past especially, he's held on to it. But he's gotten a lot better over time with his practical decision-making skills. And it does. It took me a long time. It takes all of us a while. We have to build those muscles. But in the past, he would have held on to this, I bet you, and thought, oh, I remember wearing this. It was so fun. And he would have kept it and then never worn it. And it would have cluttered up our basement. Okay, you guys. Whew, I still have a ways to go. I mean, look at this. It's a ton. And I think it's okay to have storage. It's okay to not know if you're done having babies. It's okay to grow into bins. It's okay to have books for your kids to read. It's all right as long as it's all got a purpose, and as soon as you realize you're done with it, I think that's the time. Some of this I'm not sure. I honestly have a bin of baby clothes, and I just don't know. I'm not ready for that decision yet, and that is okay. I can't hang on to the baby clothes forever. Absolutely not. I eventually will have to make that decision, but I'm not going to hold on to it just for the sake of sentiment. I will keep a few pieces. All right, let's talk about 2 very tricky types of clutter. One is expensive clutter. These Cuddle Plus Kind dolls run for about $100 each. So what I'm going to do, rather than hang on to it, because nobody plays with this little guy. He's so cute, but that's not a good enough reason to keep him. What I'm going to do is try and resell him at my local kid-to-kid. This is a Calico Critters dollhouse, also on the a little bit more pricey side, and definitely beautiful. Nobody can deny this is so, so cute. My daughter has another dollhouse that she likes more. So this is one that I could really let hang me up and say, but it costs a lot of money. In fact, this one was a gift. So what I'm going to do is ask my mom, she's the one who gifted it to my daughter, if she wants it back. So anyway, thanks for joining me in my basement today. Hope this gave you some ideas and some motivation to declutter. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.